So, pleasant morning to everyone. I am here to report about the two characters that entails in Greek mythology. So, these are Apollo and Daphne. So, let's begin. One day, Apollo mocked Cupid, the god of love, for using a bow and arrows. Offended by Apollo's pride, Cupid decided to teach him a lesson. He shot Apollo with a golden arrow that made him fall deeply in love, while he shot Daphne with a lead arrow that made her reject love completely. So in this scenario, Apollo is being shooted by Cupid, which is the god of love, because he is disrespecting Cupid, and consequently, Cupid utilizes his arrow to shoot him with arrow of hate. On the other hand, Apollo also, but before that, Apollo teach him a lesson so that he will have a realization that it is wrong to mock the god of love, which is Cupid. So, when Apollo saw Daphne, he immediately fell in love with her because of Cupid's spell. He began to chase her through the forests and mountains, trying to convince her of his love. However, Daphne did not feel the same and ran away because she valued her freedom and did not want to marry. So what I said recently that, on the other hand, Daphne was shooted with arrow of love, and it somewhat like contradicts to the nature that Apollo is being hit by the arrow of hate, and Daphne is being shooted by the arrow of hate, and Apollo was shooted by the arrow of love, that he feels in love with Daphne, but Daphne did not feel the same because of the spell that being shooted from Cupid. So what Apollo did is that he is chasing Daphne, and Daphne ran away because of what she feels in terms or being in the inclination of the arrow of hate. So next of that is that as Apollo got closer and closer, Daphne prayed to her father, the river god, to save her. Her body began to transform into a laurel tree. Apollo realized that the woman he loved was gone forever. So as what shall we say the resolution that Daphne wanted to is that he goes to his father to do some solutions, because as what I've said, that Daphne did not feel any love to Apollo because of the nature of the spell of the arrow of hate. And then his father do in a way that he transformed his daughter into a laurel tree. As you see this is Daphne that is being transformed into a laurel tree. And so as we continue, heartbroken, Apollo promised that the laurel tree would always be sacred to him. He made the laurel leaves his crown and symbol of honor and victory. From then on, the laurel wreath became a symbol reminding everyone of the tragic story of Apollo and Daphne. So, because of the love of Apollo to Daphne, he treated the laurel tree as a symbol of honor, and he treated it as a sacred thing because his love remains, even though Daphne became a laurel tree, and it was also being desired by the spell, the nature of the spell that Cupid shooted onto him. So this is the laurel tree, and then this is the laurel crown that, shall we say, it consists of laurel leaves. So these leaves came from this tree. So next, so as a sequel to the preceding characters in the, shall we say, the Greek mythology, which are Apollo and Daphne, let's proceed to the two preceding characters, which are Arethusa and Alpheus. So let's begin. So one day, while Arethusa was bathing in a clear river after a long hunt, the river suddenly came alive. The water spirit Alpheus rose from the stream and revealed himself, instantly captivated by her beauty and determined to pursue her. So in this moment, Arethusa, but before that, I will give you some background, or shall we say the role of Arethusa. And Arethusa is not a god in the traditional sense, but rather a naiad nymph of a sacred spring in Greek mythology. So, so in our vernacular sense, stream is sapa. And then, while Alpheus rose from the stream. So si Alpheus is muna siya ang god sa stream. And then si Arethusa is the one who going for in the stream to have something bathing or something just go to enjoy. And so next is frightened by Alpheus' sudden appearance and attention, Arethusa fled across the land to escape him. However, because Alpheus was a river god, he followed her endlessly as flowing water, chasing her through fields, forests, and valleys. So Arethusa is not liking the river god, which is Alpheus. So what she do is that he fled, or he avoided Alpheus, but because of the ability that Alpheus that Alpheus has is that he has the ability to chase Arethusa. So, as in the scene, exhausted and desperate, Arethusa prayed to the goddess Artemis for protection. Hearing her plea, Artemis transformed Arethusa into a clear spring so she could escape the river god and hide beneath the earth. So, in this scene, shall we say, Arethusa as the female character that goes in the stream is that he asks Artemis for protection. And then, so Artemis as a powerful, shall we say, powerful being, she transformed Arethusa into a stream, or in our vernacular is sapa. So, and consequently, because of that, Arethusa is being hide beneath the earth's surface. So Alpheus is the river god cannot chase her. Cannot chase her, cannot continuously or in other times. So next, Alpheus refused to give up and continued to flow beneath the earth toward her waters. According to the myth, the river Alpheus eventually joined the stream. So because of the inevitable Alpheus, the capability as a god of the stream is he utilizes the waters to join the spring that the goddess Artemis is transforming Arethusa. So Alpheus didn't give up so he joined the spring. So that's all.
Once again, good morning. My name is Rosalie Condesa, and I will be the one to report another Ed Hamilton's classical Greek myth which is entitled The Quest of the Golden Fleece. Now, the story involves of Jason and the Golden Fleece is one of the greatest adventure tales in Greek mythology. It tells how Jason set out on an adventurous journey to reclaim his rightful throne from Peleus. To prove his worth, he was tasked with retrieving the golden fleece from the destined land of Colchis. Now, in this part, there's a certain king in Greek named King Athamas with the first wife Nephele, and this first wife was sent away, and King Athamas married another princess which named Princess Ilo. Now, King Athamas and his first wife Nephele had two children which named Phrixus and Helle. Now, Nephele was worried about his children because the boy, especially for Phrixus, the boy might be sacrificed in an altar as per the order of the god. That is according to Princess Ilo. Now, Phrixus was saved by the golden ram which was sent by Hermes in answer to his mother Nephele's prayer. Okay. Now, Phrixus was saved by the golden ram which is sent by Hermes, and along with his sister Helle, the two children was saved by a golden ram and flew away from the sky. Now, in the next part is we have here another characters. We have here Jason, which is the rightful heir to the throne of the Greece king. So there's a certain name, this Jason. He was, again, that was, I told you a while ago, Jason is the rightful heir to a king's throne in Greece. Now, there is a certain man which named Pelias, which is the uncle of Phrixus, who deceived his Jason's father into getting the throne. Now, there is a certain oracle stated that Pelias will be killed by king's men, especially a man which wear one sandal. Now, he was feared. He was okay. Now, Pelias was scared. It is because na ay certain man miniabot sa ilahang place, especially in the market, nga nakawear og one sandal. Now, kani siya nga man is named Jason. Now, Jason wearing one sandal it is because he went through journey along the way and fight a lot of battles and able to came in Pelias place or location. Now, in this part, according to the book I have read, now Pelias asked Jason kung asa siya gikan. Kung ang uban mga tao dito sa area sa marketplace is na tingala sila kung kinsa si Jason. Now si Jason nagpaila-ila ka Pelias nga ako ang rightful heir sa throne nga imong gikuha karon kay ang ilahang area is wala na natarong pag-manage. So ako ang rightful owner nga mo take na sa throne. Pero si Pelias dili na diretso ginahatag ang throne kang Jason. It is because kuno ang son kuno ni Phrixus nagbid kuno nga kanang mubalik sa ilahang area through the golden fleece of the golden ram. And the next part, we have Jason gathered a group of brave heroes known as the Argonauts and sailed on their ship, the Argo. Their journey was filled with many adventures and dangers before they finally reached the land of Pontus, where the golden fleece was kept. Now, kani si Jason, nag-guarding siya a group of brave heroes na ginatawag nato nga Argonauts, that is named after their ship, which is the Argo. Kani siya, kauban ito ang the greatest of all heroes, si Hercules, Orpheus, the master musician, Castor and Pollux, which were the brothers, and then ang papa dayon ni Achilles, which is si Phidias. Now, kaning mga kingsmen is dili sila willing uban unta ka Jason sa pag-accomplish ani nga task. But then kanang gitabangan siya si Jason is gitabangan siya ni gignan siya nga gitabangan siya nga mapalakas ang loob gibaling kunhay sa kaning mga heroes para mo uban sa journey ni Jason. Now, throughout the journey of the Argo ship, daghan sila nagian nga adventures, which is first, nakaabot sila sa Limnos, katong island na Tananra. Ang naa dito is puro ra babae. Then naka-encounter sila ang Harpies, katong na ay pag-as kayong mga claws, and then na ay tawag na, kanang pigs ba na mga eagles or mga langgam na grafika, mga baho, grafika, kanang tako kayo siya nga langgam. Ginatawag na siya the Hound of Zeus. Now, nakaabot aside sa mga harpies na ilapod nila dito si Phineus. Okay, kani si Phineus, mo ni siya ang usa ka old man nga grabe na kaniwang, grabe na kaluya unya. Di na siya makakaon og tarong kay every time nga magtaon siya na ang kaning mga harpies is gasamok-samokon siya, iyang paggaon, gatangagon, unya gabilin ra og kanang baho nga dili nimo matake. So, enable nga by the way, ang kani siya nga old man di ay is naani siya gift from Apollo, which is the gift of prophecy. And then kanang iyang naagian nga suffering is gita na siya kang Zeus as punishment. Kay kani siya nga person, kani siya nga old man is makakita siya sa unsa may tabo in the future, which is dili ganahan si Zeus kay ga-reveal na siya too much as secrets from the gods. So kani siya nga old man nga siya tabang aning mga Argonauts kay nakita niya in the future, nakita niya nga naay willing nga duha ka tao from the Argonauts na mutabang sa iha, which is the Boreas brothers on the North Wind King. Kaning si Zetis o si Calais. Now, which is pagpakayon niya tabang is tinuod gyud na hindi tabog gyud natabangan siya sa duha ka kuan, duha ka heroes kini si Calais o si Zetis. But then kaning harpist is dili nila mapatay kay abot si Iris. Then gignan sila nga ayaw naman ninyo dayon nani pag-kill kay giperbit ni siya o gikan na siya kang Zeus. Pero dili na siya, ang old man is dili na dayon nila ginatawag na nasa musamukon. And para magpasalamat sa gibuhat sa kaning mga Argonauts, no, naghatag si Phineus o help na kuan para makalabang sila sa duha ka batong mag-cross kuno sa along sa ilang another nga journey or the next journey nila. So gignan sila nga try sa nila papalupad ang usa ka dove. Kung makabalik kuno ang dove sa ilaha, meaning to say ana makapas po ang ilahang ship. So tinuod sa pagkaugma, nag-try sila og dove papalupad atong ilahang next na journey. And but then pagbalik sa dove is ang tuloy na lang or ang iyang ikog na lang mo'y kanang na damage. So ana sila nga okay ra. So pag-try nila pag-pass atong duha ka crushing nga rocks is tinuod pod nga nakalaban nila sila pero ang tumoy sa ilahang barko mo'y na damage. Next is we have the king of Colchis, King Aetes, refused to give the fleece easily. He ordered Jason to complete impossible tasks, including controlling the fire-breathing bulls and the fighting warriors that grow from dragon's teeth. Now, with the help of Hera, nakaabot na sila sa land of Colchis. Kay ang barko nila is mura man siya og sa tawag nabalot siya sa usa ka mist para dili sila makitan along sa pagsulod nila sa land sa Colchis. Now, pag-abot nila dito, gidawat na sila ni King Aetes dito, ang king sa Colchis. Gidawat sila dito, gipakaon sila dito, giadaman sila og mga pangpaligo. And then, sa paghuman silang alang pagkaon, nakutana dayon si King Aetes kung sa tuyo nila sa iyaha. Isulti nila dito, kaon na mo, niya diri para magkuha sa golden fleece. So, nasuko ang king, so dili siya dito mo ingon nga mo dawat siya anak nga katuyuan. So, ingon siya nga na-appreciate na ko ang inyong ka-brave, na-appreciate ang ka-brave sa mga Argonauts, but dili nila dito makuha ang golden fleece. So, itagaan silang task, which is kini itagaan siya nga kung gusto ka mabawi ang golden fleece, mo sa di ang imong buhaton, ako sa akong gagalingon na buhat na ninako. So, dili ko diri sa muhatag o release sa golden fleece kung below sa ako ang ka-brave ang makuha. So, gitagaan siyang task, si Jason, gitagaan siyang task which is ang kaning pag-control sa fire-breathing bulls, dayon iararo siya with the dragon teeth. So, kani sa field, iyahan ni ang itanong dito ang kaning dragon's teeth, dayon mo-grow ni siya into mga fighting warriors. So, iyahan ni ang labanan before ni siya mo daghan pag-grow. Then, i-accomplish po niya ang kanyang mga task. So, kani si Jason, kung si Jason lang alone, gingnan siya sa kauban sa Argonauts na kanang pwede ra ikaw ra ang makuha nga task. But then, si Jason is nakakuan siya nga bisag untag dangerous ni siya, isugot siya nga ilahan niya accomplish nga task. Now, kani siya nga pangtabo is nakita na niya siya ni Hera. Si Hera pod gitabangan niya si Jason nga ma-accomplish niya ang task niya. So in the Olympus pod nga view, so nibisita siya kay Aphrodite. Nabisita siya dito and then ngayon siyang tabang. So natingala sa ang Aphrodite nga nanong bisitahan siya nga dili man ta sila friend. So nag-stay si Hera sa iyang buyo dito ningon siya nga makani tabangan si Jason sa pag-accomplish niya task. So isabot niya nga isabot din ni Aphrodite iyahang anak nga si Cupid nga panaon ang heart ni Medea or ang heart sa anak ni King Aetes nga si Medea. Now, and then wala ni sigot nisugot ra si Cupid pero naa sila kasabutan in return pod. Now, as stated here, luckily, Itis' daughter Medea fell in love with Jason and helped him using her magic. So mo to no, ang pagkakita ni Medea kang Jason is nako na siya na-feel sa iyong heart na something warm kunuhay, pero wala sila kabalo nga kato na siya nga feeling is nahitabo na to siya kay pana siya ni Cupid. So kani si Jason dito sa barko sa Argo is ginuulan niya siya sa ilahang natabangan before na pag-umangkon ni King Aetes. Hindi na siya dito na ay ma-help si Medea sa iyaha. Kasi Medea, daghan kay siya magic nga makatabang kang Jason sa pag-accomplish sa task. So, kani si Medea o si Jason, through the help of King Aetes and nephew, katong once nga ilang itabangan is nag-meet ni sila, and then gihatag dayon ni Medea sa iyaha ang makahelp sa iya sa pag-accomplish sa task, which is katong ointment nga iyang ipahid sa iyahang lawas o silang armor para may mo siyang invisible within a day. Kato dayong batong nga i-throw niya sa mga warriors na katong ditubog ikan sa dragon's teeth para ang kato silang mga warrior is mag-fight with each other. Dayon natabangan na-accomplish ni Jason ang kanilang task kang King Aetes kay kitabangan siya sa iyang anak nga si Medea. Now, pag-accomplish ni Jason sa task ni King Aetes is wala ni nadawat direksyon ni King Aetes. So, nagkuan siya nga dili gid niya ihatag ang golden fleece. So, nakabalo man si Medea ani nga mga plan ni King Aetes. So, iyang gikita dito si Jason sa Argo ship. So, iyang gignan din dito nga kuhaan na ang golden fleece. Tabangan ka iyang parang ibagwal siya sa iyang magic nga ikatahan ko na niya og ganta ang kaning dragon para makatulog, para makuha ni Jason ang golden fleece. Suod, with the help of Medea again, no, nakuha ni Jason ang golden fleece. Kay ang kaning naka-guard mo sa golden fleece is nakatulog with the song of Medea. So again, no, so pag-accomplish ni Jason sa pagkakuha niya sa golden fleece is dili nag-end adventure ni Jason. So again, kana si Medea, ang anak ni King Aetes is gidala na niya balik dito, or uban si Medea balik dito sa Greece. Kaya galing mo si Medea is napiluoy ni siya, uban siya after nila nga makuha ang golden fleece, uban siya kay Jason dito kabalik sa Greece niya. Daghang pa kay siya gitang sulti nga mga flowering words si Jason sa iya nga, ikaw ra lagi akong pakaslan, ikaw ra akong asawa, akong buhay. So pagbalik nila dito sa Greece, paghatag nila dito abot nila dito kang Pilias. Dito na naibaon ni Jason nga si Pilias na ay ang nakaingon nga nung nagpakamatay ang iyahang papa, which is ang the king sa Greece, o namatay iyang mama out of grief, too much grief. So, nanapod, ngayon na po tabang si Jason kang Medea nga mamatay nila si Pilias. So kanina si Medea, nagbuhat po siya another nga trick para ma-accomplish na ang gusto ni Jason. So iyahang gi-trick ang mga anak ni Pilias nga naa siya itakayahan ko ng mga kabataon kung ang iyahang papa. So ipakita siya dito kung saan niya pagbuhat at nag-isip-isip dito sila using sa usapat kanang sa tawag na usaha ship na kanang old na, tapos iyang gipabata, iyang gi-cut into bits. Then yan yung gilunod sa boiling water. Then pagkuha niya is nabata na, nalunang land. So, na-amaze kasi ang mga anak ni Pilias. So, most of kuno ilang gibuhat sa ilang abahan, which is kay Pilias. Pero, trick ka dito siya kay pagbuhat nila na the same process kung sila nakita sa pagbuhat pag-execute ni Medea sa saan niya pagpayang sa usa ka old nga ship. Most of kuno ilang gibuhat sa mga anak ni Pilias dito sa iyaha. So, yes, tag-dutad, yes, i-boiled, pero pag kuan nila dito, pag hingi nila kay Medea, si Medea is wala na. So, before di ito, naaday gina-state nga charm si Medea para ma-accomplish ko sa kuluhay nga pagpabata nga trick. So, namatay na si Pilias. Pero wala ni tabo nga si Medea ginayang na yung asawa kay si Jason, ihang gi-betray si Medea. So, nagpakasal. After sa pagkamatay mo ni Pilias is nibalhin din si Jason at si Medea sa land sa Corinth. But then, ang king sa Corinth kay anak di ito, ang anak sa king sa Corinth is ipakaslan ni Jason. Then, kanina ito si Jason pero si Medea is nasa lagi ka anak, but then lahi na ang ipakasal ni Jason. So nasakitan kayo si Medea sa imitabo. Then kani siyang this part that all is nabalaka ang king sa current kay si Medea mura mo siya gatag og written mga words. So nahaglok siya kung si matabo sa iyang anak kung ipakasal ni Jason. So di pa exile siya sa king sa current si Medea o kanang iyang duha ka anak. Dayon giduulan siya dito ni Jason, nagtatago na siya ng help para sa paglakaw ni Medea nasa siya madala-dala, pero dito din tanan na ibawaan din Medea ang nahitabo nga gikuan na dahil siya ni Jason kay tungod dahil lang daw ko si Medea sa tungod sa gibuhat ni Cupid sa iyaha, but then dito nila kabuhi dayon naka-realize din si Medea nga nakailak siya kay realize niya nito mag-betray na iyang papa. Ipatay pagigay ito niya iyang igsuon, and then ipatay pagigay si Pilias, nahimo siya kanita enemy of all just because of Jason. So gi-state ni Jason dito iyang kanwa walay help daw kung si Medea sa iyang tanong daw kuno tuwa tungod daw kuno kay Cupid. And then wala ni sugot si Medea nga naramang hitabo sa iyaha. So again, dali sa wife ni Jason, iyahang another wife ni Jason is ang daplat na pod si Medea ang saon niya kagpatay. So gisugo niya ang duha ka anak nga magdala og usa ka dress or robe para sa wife ni Jason nga kato siya nga robe is na ato siya yung mga magic ni Medea nga once nga pagsuot sa wife ni Jason is mamatay siya sa masulot ang ihang lawas. So gignan niya mga bata nga pakita gid sa inyo nga ma-appreciate sa wife ni Jason nga kani nga gift from Medea. So, pag-abot sa mga bata dito sa wife ni Jason is yato gisuot para papakita nga na-appreciate niya ang gift ni Medea. But then, namatay ang wife ni Jason kaya nasunog siya sa suot na salina. Na paghibalo ni Jason nga nahitabo niya, yang gisulong dito sa Medea. But then, si Medea is pag human niya o patay sa iyang duha ka anak, nahaglok siya mamahimong slave ang iyang duha ka anak. Si Medea din is nibat na siya. Nilakaw na siya. That's it. That's end my report.
Now that you are done with the stories of love and the quests of the Golden Fleece, then let us now proceed to another adventure. So this is entitled 4 Great Adventures of Bravery. But before that, allow me to introduce myself. I am Bianca Marie Mancari. So what happens when bravery turns into recklessness and ambitions reaches beyond the human limitations? So when we say bravery, according to Merriam-Webster, it is the quality of showing moral strength to face dangers, fear, or difficulties. Then let us start with Phaeton. So the overview of the story is when young man named Phaeton tries to drive the chariot for the sun to prove he is Helios' son, he almost destroys the world. So let us know what happened or what is his life all about. So Phaeton was the son of Helios, the god who drove the chariot of the sun across the sky every day. So Phaeton's mother is Clymene, which is the Oceanid nymph, and she was married to a mortal king. However, she said, or she tried to say to his son that he is the son of Helios. However, a lot of people are doubting because how can an ocean nymph or a sea nymph bore the son of Helios? So Phaeton wanted proof that Helios was truly his father. So because of the advice of his mom, he journeyed towards where his father was. Then when he finally met his father, the sun god, in order to appease or in order to have assurance, in order to assure Peleus, he promised to grant him any wish. And then Phaeton asked for the chance to drive the sun chariot for one day. So when we say that when we say God of the Sun, Helios, he is known for driving the chariot with the golden horses. Then because of Phaeton's desire to prove to everyone and to himself that he is indeed a father, a son of Helios, he wanted to drive the chariot for a day. Since Helios already gave him a word, so he can't back out now. What happened was, he warned his son that the task was extremely dangerous. But because he had sworn an oath, he could not refuse. So, since the chariot is one of a kind car of the god of the sun, then it is extremely risky to ride it, especially when you have no experience riding this one. But because how can a father deny his promise to his son? He did, or he agreed to do, or he agreed to let Phaeton ride his horses or his chariot. When Phaeton drove the chariot, he could not control the powerful horses, because how can he if he did not, or he has not experienced it, or he has no experience? So the chariot flew too high and too low across the sky. So when he tried to drive the chariot, the horses became restless. So the horses flew upward, downward, and so with this scene, the world or the earth became destructible. So the earth was destroyed because of Phaeton's recklessness. And in order to save this, Zeus struck Phaeton with a thunderbolt, causing him to fall from the sky into a river named Eridanus. So the Naiads buried him and carved a tomb. His sisters came and mourned him. So because of his recklessness, imagine isa ka adlaw pa nimo na meet imong papa, tapos imo nang gi-take ang risk nga i-prove to everyone, to yourself, nga gusto ka, ay nga ikaw gyud nga anak gyud ka sa imong papa. You lost the chance to be with your father physically. Kay you, Phaeton died because of his recklessness, and because of because his father and his sisters loved him so much, they mourned for him in the river Eridanus. Again, because of his sister's love for him, they turned themselves into poplar trees in which it is surrounded in the river for them to protect him or to showcase their love towards Phaeton. Now let us move forward to the next adventure entitled Bellerophon and Pegasus. So, Bellerophon, or brave Bellerophon, tames the winged horse Pegasus, defeats a fire-breathing monster, and learns that pride can bring a hero crashing down. So, Bellerophon was a brave hero, and he managed to tame the magnificent horse named Pegasus. So, you may wonder how he did this. So, he did this with the help of the goddess Athena, through the use of his dream. So, in his dream, goddess Athena instructed him to go to the Pierian spring in which Pegasus was drinking from there. So, with that, goddess Athena gave him a golden bridle. So, golden bridle is kanang ibutang nimo sa horse in order for you to ride the horse. So, with that golden bridle, Pegasus, naamo siya ni Bellerophon, in which they became a team afterwards. So one of his remarkable victories was defeating the terrible monster Chimera, which had the body of a lion, the head of a goat, and the tail of a serpent. So look at this photo. So this is Chimera, in which was defeated by Pegasus and Bellerophon in their journeys. And because of his victories, because of the achievement, the recognition that Bellerophon achieved, he thought that maybe he can live among the gods, that maybe he is deserving to be in Mount Olympus, and became one. Because of that, because of his arrogance, of his pride, the gods were angered because of his attitude. Remember that remember that when you achieve something, your feet must stay grounded on the ground. So, because of the God's anger towards Bellerophon, he fell from the sky and spent the rest of his life wandering alone and in misery. So, you may ask, how did Bellerophon fell? So, the gods of the gods, Zeus, he allowed Pegasus to be struck by a insect named So Pegasus was struck by the insect gadfly. Because of this one, the winged horse Pegasus became restless, and that made Bellerophon fell from the horse. And with that, the consequences of his action was to spend the rest of his life alone, wandering and in misery. Because sometimes we can see the future that our actions can have. So it is important that we should ground ourselves in the ground amidst all the victories, the trophies, the recognition that we receive. Next up is the story of the giant brothers Utos and Ephialtes. So giant brothers Utos and Ephialtes tried to storm Mount Olympus by stacking mountains, but their arrogance leads to disaster. So let us know their story. So these brothers are also known as Aloidae, the sons of Poseidon. So they were giant, they were enormous, and they have a strength a strength that no man can ever have. So they are one of a kind, they were rare. Eventually, because of their pride or because they want to attain more or to reach beyond the human's limitations, because they were too powerful according to themselves, that they were powerful enough, they challenged the God themselves. But the reality is there is an underlying reason why they did this. So Ephialtes had a crush on Artemis. So who is Artemis? Artemis is the goddess of the hand and also the twin sister of Apollo. So in order to execute this plan, they planned to stack mountains on top of each other, placing Mount Ossa on Mount Olympus and Mount Pelion on top of that. So this situation can illustrate the great arrogance and pride that they have. That they thought that they can achieve this one. However, because of their actions, once again, the gods and goddesses, the rulers of the heaven and the earth, became mad. So, before they could succeed, they were defeated by Apollo, who killed them with these arrows. But look at the picture closely. There is a deer. So this deer is actually Artemis. So in order to kill the giant brothers, because they are enormous, they are big, they are powerful, and they are strong, the goddess Artemis tricked them. So she went there and nagpakitang gilas siya dito, iyang ginalingaw, gi-entertain niya ang twin brothers, and then wala sila kabantay nga naaday si Apollo padulong na o gikuha na kanang gibinat na ang iyang araw, in which wala sila kabantay. So that's the reason they were struck, they were killed. I have a question before we end this story, or before we proceed to the next one. If you were Artemis, would you be flattered of what Ephialtes wanted to do together with this brother? Like, if ikaw na si Artemis, maganahan baka ang they stock mountains on top of mountains because they wanted to prove that Ephialtes really was in love with you. Would you? Or would you not? Personally, I would not, because I believe that love is a dangerous weapon, and if it is used badly or negatively, it will kill the one or the couple or the person who has it. for the last adventure, it tackles about father's love, of how fathers can do impossible things for their children. So this story is entitled Daedalus and Icarus. So clever inventor Daedalus builds wings to escape imprisonment, but when his son Icarus flies too close to the sun, tragedy strikes. To start the story, Daedalus was a brilliant inventor and craftsman who lived in Crete under the rule of King Minos. So this is Daedalus, and behind him is his son Icarus. So one of Daedalus' famous creation was the labyrinth, or the complicated maze that held the terrible Minotaur. So it was designed out of King Minos' request to hide the fact that he has a dark secret in which the Minotaur was actually his son out of his queen's unruly desire. And because of that, he wanted to conceal it to his countrymen and to his people, or to his town. And also, he was insecure by the fact that Daedalus designed it so perfectly that he is afraid it could be copied by other people. So with that, to escape the prison, Daedalus created wings made of feather and wax, and he warned his son Icarus not to fly too high or too low. So because he is a great craftsman, so he strategized a plan to escape, in which he will create a wing out of feathers and wax. Kay ang prison, kay tanawa ang prison na aman siya dako nga kanang window, so they can perfectly go out with the help of the wings. And because it is kanang risky, he truly warned his son nga kanang ayaw pagsubra, so kanang medium or kanang chill lang ang kanang fly, dili taas, dili pod ubos. So with that, they safely get out of the prison. However, while flying, Icarus became excited and he wanted to fly towards the sun. So this is the representation, in which because of this, the feather or the wax melted and his wings broke, and he fell into the sea and drowned. Ultimately, Icarus died because he was reckless and he wanted, or his desire to go towards the sun made a backlash. However, on the other hand, Daedalus safely landed on the town of Sicily, in which the king greeted him warmly. And when King Minos found out that Daedalus and Icarus escaped the prison, he made a cunning plan. King Minos was really enraged because Daedalus escaped the prison, so he made a cunning plan. He proclaimed it everywhere that whoever wins the contest will receive a great reward. But in his mind, he already knew that only Daedalus, the brilliant Daedalus, can actually solve this one. And truth be told, Daedalus actually won the contest. And because of this one, King Minos flew towards Sicily, and he told the king, the Sicilian king, that he wanted Daedalus back since it was under him before. However, the king, or the Sicilian king, was already engrossed, was already softened his heart towards Daedalus, so he did not allow it. And kuan man kay kanang porsigido man kay si King Minos nga kwaon balik si Daedalus, so the Sicilian king resolved to kill King Minos. But do you know that some of the version actually said that Icarus loved when he fell, because he tried, it is in his desire to execute his plan, and that is to go towards the sun. Even if he failed, he tried his best, and that for him is already enough. This leads to the question, would you rather be someone like Icarus, who risked everything just to do the one thing that he'd been dreaming of, or be someone who will settle in the safety of mediocrity. So to conclude, the stories of love and adventure in Greek mythology, they have diverse genre. However, one thing that they have in common is destiny was present in all of these stories. He allowed these things to happen in order for us to understand the values they represented. So if destiny did not allow this struggles, the pain, the dangerous, the risk that these stories imply, this would not be as impactful as it is today. So I hope that you learn from our lesson. Thank you!